Hello and welcome to Zelda Speedruns. Welcome to our coverage of the Tears of the Kingdom Any Percent tournament. These are the semifinals. It is RedSlay and Qentiko today, and tomorrow it is Legend and Jim. So, your commentators today, though, are Legend and ZS Roach. So, folks, give them a warm welcome and let's get these runners on the way.
All right. So, RedSlay versus Qentiko. First, I think we'll say what the runners' agreements are, since that's pretty important. These runners have agreed to use Amiibo, Intro Clip, and Ganonzoggle, but they have banned Intro Skip. So they have to start from new game.
I think that's pretty
And
much
it
what
looks like-
everybody was expecting with these two runners specifically.
Yeah. I think so.
Both of them very high on the leaderboard.
Yeah, both of them top 10. Qentiko recently getting a PB in the tournament, actually, which was really cool to see.
Yeah, what was that time actually?
I think it was a 40. It was a low 44 or something.
Gotcha.
But yeah, they are about to start from new game, and we are gonna see game 1 of the semi-finals. So we're gonna immediately get into a trick called Intro Clip, where the runners will be climbing on a stalactite on the ceiling, and they will be jumping at a very specific spot so that they can clip out of bounds and do some movement to get to the end of the intro very quickly. And yeah, they are both on version 1.0, as that is currently the fastest version for any percent.
Both of them
They're both
getting in position, and they both messed up their first clip.
This is really interesting to see them both fail at once.
Taking a little bit more time on the second one. See, RedSlay gets it on the second go. And he hits the first cutscene skip as well.
Yeah, Qentiko's still going for it. Seems like he is having trouble getting the right position for the climbing jump. But yeah,
extremely precise, so.
Yeah. RedSlay doing that little backward slash to get over a cutscene trigger so that he can stay out of bounds. That's pretty precise from what I've heard. Okay, yeah,
Qentiko also getting the cutscene skip as well.
Yeah, very nice. He's doing the out of bounds movement now.
I do think, in the case of Qentiko, that just doing the clip multiple times, even if you mess it up, is still going to be substantially faster than doing the intro normally.
Yeah, that is true, since this saves like a minute or something around there.
Yeah, it's around a minute.
Yeah, doing it multiple times will be worth it.
Is going to be around 20 seconds behind going into the rest of the game, but shouldn't be too big of a deal.
Yeah, so we can see that even though Qentiko took multiple tries to do that, he is still faster than you could ever be normally going through the intro.
Yeah, Zelda normally likes to talk a lot about all the things on the walls, and you have to go fight some keys. It's pretty annoying, and she's really slow. And you have to wait for her to finish all her dialogue, so finding a way to get around it is pretty big.
Yeah. So, both of these runners, since they struggled to get the climb clip at the start, they are both behind, but in a no reset setting, that is to be expected. RedSlay's a little bit ahead here, but both runners still managed to get some pretty clean out of bounds movement in the end. So, next we're going to be going to Cog Skip, which is going to be interesting. And
so Cog Skip is one of the most evil tricks in the game. A lot of people have a lot of issues with it. Mostly just getting the direction and the speed that you need. It's Also, again, like right after this cutscene, so you have one really hard trick, and then a cutscene you gotta watch. It's like 3.5 minutes, and then right into another one. Causes a lot of issues for a lot of runners, but I think these two runners are very, very talented, and good at it. So hopefully we won't see too big of any issues. If they don't get it the first try, then they should get it the second or third.
Yeah, so what cog skip is you can use a little slope in the Room of Awakening, and you can run, jump, enter throw aim, and then do a backwards jump slash. And with the speed off of that slope, you can barely make it onto a ledge, so that you can get a chest with wings in it on that Sky Island, and then you can dive down to the intro cutscene, and those wings will be incredibly important for the start of the run.
Yeah, and doing the cog skip actually skips I don't know what the like in-game name is for it, but I think it's like a dragon wheel. It's like a console that you interact with, and then you have a cutscene where it like opens the door in the room. And there was strategy beforehand where you would activate that wheel, and then you would sort of do a similar type jump where you would climb on some walls that you weren't really supposed to be able to jump on, and then you would climb through some cogs to get to that same chest. But doing cog skip actually is like 40-50 seconds faster because you don't have to watch the cutscene. And it doesn't actually cause any issues because the cutscene activates a warp plate, but that warp plate actually gets manually activated later on anyways, so don't have to worry about anything later down the line either.
Yeah, cog skip can save 40 seconds compared to that old cog jump, and the reason why it saves so much time is thanks to that cutscene when you activate the hand symbol. I just call them hand symbols.
Gotcha.
In the Room of Awakening. And that cutscene is like 30 seconds long, so cog skip
RedSlay
is
finishing
able
the cutscene
to quickly skip all that. And yeah, RedSlay's already finishing the cutscene and picking up the Decayed Master Sword. We are now
Qentiko not far behind.
Yeah, we are now about to attempt cog skip, and you're gonna see the runners probably slightly different setups for it. It seems that many runners have slightly different setups for this trick.
No one does it quite the same way.
Yeah, everyone does it slightly differently. RedSlay not getting it the first time, and not the second. But yeah, no, he seems to have got it now.
Very
okay,
solid.
third try. Not too bad. In a semi-final setting, cog skip can be pretty evil. Now we can see Qentiko go for the same thing. Qentiko gets it first, try. Very nice.
Closing that distance that they created in the intro.
Yeah, Qentiko saving time over RedSlay with cog skip. Probably around 15 seconds if I had to guess. Now they're going to be doing some movement to the wings chest.
So we're going to see RedSlay actually cut down a couple of these bushes, hoping to get a tree branch, which you can use for some tricks later on. Didn't get one on the first bush, but hopefully the second one will give it. I do believe it's a 60% chance to drop.
Yeah, we will see RedSlay do some tricks with Zuggle Overload Arrow Smoggle, which is an extremely cool glitch used in the Any% speedrun that we will explain later on.
We have Qentiko also getting a tree branch as well. And we can already see the difference in the routing. Qentiko going off the right side of the island, or the left side, depending on which way you're looking at it, and then RedSlay going off the other end. This is probably because I think Qentiko will not be going for wing flips, so he doesn't need to be on the side closer to Ascend, versus RedSlay, who wants to be respawned at that location after going to the Temple of Time.
Yeah, immediately after this cutscene, RedSlay will be doing a thing called wing flip, so that the entire time when he is talking to the construct and when he goes to Temple of Time, he will be standing on wings, and technically that doesn't count as standing on the ground, so that when you void out after activating the Temple of Time, he will respawn next to the wings chest, and he will be able to reach the Ascend Shrine early, and that's called Early Ascend. We can also see RedSlay getting Wing Flip. That's
Yeah.
very impressive.
Very, very solid execution on that.
If he manages to do the rest of the trick, then he will save quite a bit of time over Qentiko, who is just going for some tree branches for arrow smuggle later on, but going through this section the normal way. Getting a cricket there, that's unlucky.
You never want to pick up the cricket. Not only is an extra text box, but it can also mess up your inventory's movement later on.
Oh yeah, that sucks.
I don't think they go into the quick menu though, so you don't have to worry about dropping a cricket instead of a wing, but you might accidentally dupe one. Get a cricket
I was gonna say the quick menu. Yeah, I was gonna say the quick menu could mess you up in the wings and Demon Dragon that you're gonna see at the very end of the run, and possibly wing bombs, but we're not gonna be seeing those in this run since both runners are going for Zuggle Overload Arrow Smuggle.
Alright, so RedSlay getting on a wing to head to the Temple of Time. Being careful not to step on the ground so that he doesn't reset his respawn location. I'm not sure if he's going to be grabbing the early shields here, but we'll see in a moment. There's a construct who carries a wooden shield and a rusty broadsword at the Temple of Time, and there is a route that grabs it to skip grabbing one later.
It looks like he's just gonna
not grabbing it. Yeah, just gonna go
not
straight
go
to the
for
door.
it. Which is fair enough, since the movement to getting the Temple of Time shield does look very risky.
It's pretty tough, yeah.
Yeah.
Very easy to mess up, and if you do mess it up, then it resets your spawn point and you can't even warp back to the career pad.
Can also see Qentiko doing the same thing.
Yeah, both runners dropping a wing, so that when they activate the Temple of Time cutscene, they get placed on the other wing instead of the one they were standing on, so they don't touch the floor. And now here we see the difference in the routes.
Yeah. So we will see RedSlay taking a wing and then doing a fall damage cancel by grabbing the wall of the Ascend Shrine. And Qentiko is just going to be going to the bottomless cave to get some bombs.
And something to note is that RedSlay will also be going to the bottomless cave, but he's going to do it after completing Ascend. He'll be dropping down to grab a singular bomb and a flame emitter shield, whereas Qentiko is actually going to make his way up. So they're kind of going in reverse here.
Yeah, that is one thing that early Ascend loses. Even though it seems like it might save a huge amount of time at first, it does lose a little bit of time later on. But yeah, we will see Qentiko getting some bomb flowers for later on. And RedSlay did get the full damage cancel on the Ascend Shrine, which is also very impressive.
Yeah, that trick is not easy. We're going to see a couple more full damage cancels throughout the run. None of them are going to look like that. I don't think so. I think some people like to do the castle fall damage cancel by grabbing the wall, but it's not too much faster anyways to do that.
Yeah, the wall grab FDCs are very, intense to watch. I remember the first time I saw early Ascend. It was very intense to see that full damage cancel be implemented.
Yeah,
Looks
hinging
really
everything on just the geometry of the game.
Yeah. But it is consistent, so people do go for it. You can also see RedSlay doing some specific slashes so he can get a bow from the construct. And that construct, the community named him Billy. And the reason why the community gave that construct a name is because before, he could sometimes snipe you with his arrows in that shrine. But luckily, we'll be grabbing his bow here, so he can't do that.
Now
It's
we
our
beat him up
revenge on
because
him.
he bullied us for so long.
Yeah, but other than that, the Ascend Shrine interior is pretty simple. You're just going to be doing a lot of running and ascending. There is not many ways to skip through it early on.
Yeah, we have a long cutscene at the beginning of each of the shrines, and then specifically a long cutscene at the end of just the Ascend Shrine. The game really wants you to watch the cinematic they made.
Do find it a little weird how Breath of the Wild made cutscenes skippable on your profile as long as you've watched them on a previous file before, and they made them skippable every single other time after, and yet Tears of the Kingdom makes it unskippable.
I mean, they put a lot of work into it. They want to make sure that you watch them, you know? You gotta appreciate the effort that was put in. We see Qentiko just bombing Billy for all the past damages.
Yeah, I like that. Yeah. Very cool cutscenes casually, but very not good for a speedrun.
Everybody loves an auto-scroller.
Oh yeah, and the shrine is on a cycle, so it is possible to make that cycle pretty fast, but since it's lenient, people often use that cycle to duplicate bombs because they have a little bit of extra time.
And so we're going to see as Qentiko is finishing up this shrine cutscene, RedSlay is going to make his way down and grab this shield and a singular bomb, which he's going to dupe into more on his way to the bottomless cave. Not bottomless cave. Sorry, the on-side cave.
Yeah, these are going to be very important for the run, and he'll be duplicating them by pressing 2 buttons at the same time in the inventory, and it's called a menu sort dupe. Because you're basically sorting the inventory and closing it at the same time.
We have RedSlay also introducing some gambling into his runs, using amiibos to grab some Fleet Lotus.
Yeah.
Fleet Lotus he's going to cook to get some speed food for GSI, and then also some for Army, and some movement near the Ganon fight as well.
Yeah, using that for speed food. There is a Daruk amiibo that you can use to scan for a gem, which I think Qentiko goes for, but RedSlay doesn't, which is very understandable. Yeah, I think Qentiko's going to be going for that.
Oh yeah.
Doesn't get it the first time.
The Daruk amiibo has very bad odds of
gets
giving
it
you a
the
gem,
second
but he
time.
gets it on the second scan.
Oh my lord, that is... I think that's like... It's something around like an 11.5% chance every time.
It's really low.
It's
really low.
there. So, getting it in 2 must have been like around 23%.
We also have a not very used strategy, early battery by throwing a wing capsule off of the cliff in the right spot to hit the construct's fan below. And that'll allow him to get the battery while he's on his way to fuse. So he's actually going to skip the pond-side cave entirely, because he doesn't need the shield from the pot, doesn't have anything to cook, and he already has his gem from the amiibos.
Yeah, he's going to be making up a lot of time over RedSlay. But yeah, that is incredible. We have seen all the people who go for Daruk in this tournament have like gotten really good luck on it.
Yeah, the amiibos deciding that they want to have a good viewing experience.
Accidentally getting hit by the wing. You can actually die there. So
Yeah, if your wing is just moving a little bit too quickly, you can hit yourself with it and take too much damage.
Yeah. And it looks like he didn't pick up enough tree branches before RedSlay, so
Yeah,
he's
he
going to be toggle duping them.
didn't get the extra tree branch. Actually, I think he might just do that. I think he might just dupe on purpose, so that he doesn't have to grab any extra weapons. Because there's a wooden stick available at the cooking pot, and also the rusty claymore in the shrine. But I think he wants to skip the text box.
Yeah, so after that, we can actually see Qentiko is in the lead now because of that RNG.
Yep. So even with the time that RedSlay made over the intro and also early ascent, you can just gamble and put yourself ahead.
And Qentiko will be doing a bomb shield surf up there, and then grabbing the bow and the arrows and shooting a bomb at this chest.
The Fuse Shrine
That
should
will
look
make
pretty
it
similar
bounced.
for both runners.
Yeah. Qentiko is actually going to be shooting some arrows into the distance there, so that he has 0 arrows left for Arrow Smuggle, which we're about to see the setup for Zuggle Overload Arrow Smuggle. And it's going to involve a lot of menuing, so that we can overload the game, and that will give us Arrow Smuggle.
Arrow Smuggle is an extremely important glitch for this route. It allows you to basically fly over the majority of GSI, and allows you to do some quicker clips later on, as well as some faster and easier fall damage cancels throughout the run as well.
You can
have the
just
double
both
menuing.
see them doing the menuing here.
A treat for all.
Yeah. RedSlay doing it extremely fast, because they're both very practiced in it.
And they do finish about the same time, and I do think that's because RedSlay has 2 shields, so he's actually able to juggle with the shields as well as the bows and weapons, so should give him a little bit of an advantage. I do think Qentiko actually got a little bit low and triggered the cutscene, so...
Yeah, so RedSlay is back ahead, but Qentiko not far behind. Looks like he's gonna die? Oh, doing
very scary,
nice
very scary.
full damage cancel.
Had to
I was
do an
expecting
emergency fall
him to
damage
do
cancel.
a Arrow Smuggle full damage cancel, so I was a little bit scared.
See, he tried, and
do
he messed up the timing on the slash, and so he just did a normal slash instead.
Yeah.
So yeah, that does put him a little bit behind, but it's not unrecoverable. If he had died, it would have been really bad, but he did manage to salvage the fall damage cancel at the last second.
But yeah, we can see RedSlay basically flying after doing a precise setup after exiting the Fuse Shrine, so that he can press ZR and Y in a very specific rhythm, so that he can arrow fly all the way to the Ultra Hand Shrine.
Yeah, you should
You
land him
can
right
see
on the doorstep.
just how insane that is.
Yep.
Getting it first try, and
Yeah,
Qentiko doing the exact same thing.
Messing up this flight actually is one of the most detrimental things that you can have happen in your run.
Oh no, I must be a little bit
if
behind.
If you die, then he's not. No, he didn't mess it up.
Oh, okay.
If you do
Looks
die,
like
though,
he's gonna get it,
you have to redo all of the menuing, and it can lose you a lot of time.
Okay.
But yeah, clean for both. Very, very solid.
Yeah. Qentiko not very far behind RedSlay, and RedSlay is a pretty formidable opponent, holding the world record multiple times. But yeah, very clean arrow flights from both of the runners. And as a casual viewer, that is probably one of the flashiest glitches in the run.
Most definitely.
RedSlay is going to be going not for the arrow flight in Ultra Hand. Looks like he's just going to be doing a tiny bit at the end, but just going for some consistent strats.
Yeah, that speed food really makes a difference in the movement. But Qentiko
Looks
not
like
having the speed
Qentiko's
food,
going to be
so
going for the arrow flight though, doing a precise setup. Putting... Ah, no. A little
Oof.
bit too far forward, but he almost got it. So
yeah,
now
and that
that
does
board
actually
is
push
in the
the
wrong
board
position.
away.
Yeah.
So he has to do the shrine semi-regularly. Gonna actually probably have to end up duping some bombs. We have
Yeah, he
RedSlay making
is
his way
going to be
to Temple of
duping.
Time as well.
But yeah, we are going to see RedSlay do an arrow flight off of this wing to the Temple of Time. Little small one, to save a little bit of time. And we can see Qentiko completing the Ultran Shrine. So still a little bit a little bit behind RedSlay, but still we saw very clean runs from both runners so far.
Yeah, a couple stumbles here and there for Qentiko in the last two shrines, but nothing that has caused too big of an impact.
Yeah.
Definitely still room for catching up, especially if RedSlay makes any mistakes.
Yeah, we haven't seen anything major so far. Qentiko going for a different setup for this arrow flight off of these stairs. Because that also counts as a slope that you can use for the momentum. Can't speak. But yeah, now he will be also arrow flying to the same spot and getting recall. RedSlay doing a bomb jump to skip that little recall puzzle that's usually intended there.
I can't remember the last time I've seen anybody actually use recall in the intended way in the Temple of Time.
Yeah, it's been a really long time. And we are gonna purposefully kind of mash B, or at least I usually mash B at that door, so that we don't even have to try opening it. We will immediately activate Raru's text. And then
Yeah,
we will
Raru tries
also
to get you to
see...
die.
Yeah. We'll also see the pause menu, or you might see Link jump just before they enter the map, and this is to cancel the animation of Link taking out his pure pad.
And then we'll have to do that again the next time they warp back to the Ultra Hand Shrine after recall. Because the game really wants you to see the animation they made.
Yeah, except this time we're going to be actually opening the door. And so there is another arrow flight you can use in the recall shrine. I think both runners will be going for it.
I do think so, yeah. It does save a pretty substantial amount of time over doing the shrine regularly. And
There are different setups you can do for it. RedSlay is going to be going for the more difficult one. Very nice.
does get it.
Seemed to accidentally break that little boat there. That's very clean. You can see that he was just in time for the cycle.
This race is best of 3. How much exactly, I'm not entirely certain. But you can make it to the end of the shrine before the hands meet for the first time, so you can actually hit them with a recall instead of having to stick them together with Ultra Hand or Weight.
Yeah. But if you do miss that early cycle, you can just use Ultra Hand, so it's not too bad if you miss it.
Yeah.
But yeah, we are also going to see Qentiko go for an arrow flight off of the stairs, which is a more consistent setup. Or
I
like,
do think he
well,
lost
not
most
more
of his
consistent,
momentum.
but more easy. That's what I meant to say.
I think he started doing his jump slash inputs just a little bit too soon before he turned Link all the way around.
Doesn't
Something
have the
with
right
arrow flight,
speed.
if you aren't facing away from the direction of movement, you actually will lose all of the speed that you had. So that's why Qentiko seems to be moving rather slowly here. He started doing his jump slashes just a little bit too quickly. Wasn't looking all the way away.
Yeah, because of how arrow flight works, it's the same kind of thing as how cog skip works. How Link will have a lot more speed if he jump slashes more than 90 degrees away from where he is facing.
Yeah, that backwards movement, staying strong throughout every Zelda game.
Yeah. From super swims in Wind Waker to arrow flying in Tears of the Kingdom. Always getting more speed from going backwards.
So here we have RedSlay actually going to open the door this time. It's a very nice cutscene where Link loses all of his health. Baru thankfully gives it back at the end, though, so it's very kind of him.
Very kind. And I think RedSlay is going to be going for another arrow flight here. Going to be placing down a wing and doing a ledge bomb, where he uses the very edge of the wing to get speed, doing an arrow flight all the way to the end. And that is almost a 30 flat GSI.
Very,
from
very
RedSlay,
solid GSI.
which is absolutely insane.
There's a version of Arrow Smuggle on almost every patch. They are different in terms of their setup and like how they work, but the general like mechanics of it are the exact same. 1.2 has the easiest to set up. 1.0 has a very convoluted way, and then some of the other like intermediate versions have like arrow smuggling, which is super precise. We have RedSlay doing some ruby duping. He's going to use these rubies for the army fight. Going to throw them, and when you throw them, they actually explode and do a lot of AoE damage. So that's going to be the main damage source for killing all of the waves of enemies.
Yeah, we are going to see RedSlay dive in the air and then dive back onto the wing so that he can be mid-air to duplicate those rubies. And now he'll be using arrow flight, except he'll be shield surfing to preserve momentum. Looks like Qentiko will be going for this little arrow flight here, which I like. Yeah, he's going to be heading to the castle to do a clip there. Right into the army fight.
Qentiko finishing GSI at 31.5 minutes. Very, very solid.
Yeah, that's also very respectable. Gonna be doing a 4 damage cancel there.
Waiting for the game to load so they can grab these arrows here.
Yeah. One weird thing about arrow flight with 0 arrows is I believe you have to hold ZL.
Yes.
Yeah.
You have to hold target, otherwise the bow doesn't come out quite quick enough, and so it actually lowers the speed at which you can do the flight.
Yeah, and I believe that makes the full damage cancels impossible. Oh, interesting. Moist goulash. But yeah, RedSlay clipping that and going for Ragdoll clip, which he unfortunately doesn't get, but he's going to go for a little backup, which he does get. Very nice. And
I actually think he was going for the more consistent setup, doing the fall damage cancel, and then taking the guaranteed version instead of trying to go for
oh, I see.
the risky one.
Right. Yeah, and the way Link ragdolls can push him back in bounds with the collision there. So now we're just going to be throwing a bunch of rubies in the army fight. We aren't throwing them randomly, we are throwing them at certain spots, so that we can get all of the bokoblins.
Throwing his a weapon. I do think he might need to pick that up, but we'll see.
We do want to get the goblin horn here for the final fights.
We have Qentiko doing the clip as well.
Yeah. Now, RedSlay's now going to go into the Lizalfos phase, which is one of the most stressful parts of the army. But he gets it.
Yeah, RedSlay picking up his weapon that he didn't actually mean to throw in the first phase. Needs to carry that with him to do the clips later on.
Yeah.
You see Qentiko making it through the castle, getting out of bounds, and going to make his way down to army as well.
Yeah, we can see that the Gibdos are very weak to elemental attacks, so rubies and topaz work very well for that. Qentiko going for his own ragdoll clip consistent setup, and unfortunately not getting it. I've seen him go for this and get it twice.
Does get on the second try there, so that's good. We see RedSlay finishing up with army, making his way down to this spot here along the wall so that he can clip back out of bounds to skip the boss rush.
That was very fast. We can see him open the scope to make sure the camera doesn't go all funky in this part. And then he's going to be doing some arrow smuggle to clip back inbounds in order to skip the boss rush. And you might wonder why the runners why they don't do it earlier. And the reason why is because Ganondorf just won't spawn until after you've defeated the army. So yeah, he's going to be doing Zuggle for the Ganondorf fight here, so he can basically get every phase in just one flow rush. Qentiko is going to be doing a similar thing in a minute, I assume.
Yeah, Zuggling is a glitch that stacks weapons into Link's hand so that they all do damage at the same time every time he attacks. So he's going to get about 5 spears in his hand at the same time, so Ganon's health bar is just going to drop really quickly in a second here.
Yeah, and we can now see just how quick the Ganondorf fight is. And boom, that's phase 1 done. We are going to have to drop these Zuggled Spears during the Demon Dragon though, because that can mess that up, since they specifically buffed the damage that the Master Sword does in the Demon Dragon fight.
Qentiko having a little bit of trouble with the Gibdo wave, but nothing too bad.
Yeah, luckily, unlike later versions, they can dupe as many rubies as they want. Because on later versions, there is a limit of 21 items being in the overworld at the same time, but because of the way they do duping here, they can have as many as they want. Usually going for in between 20 and 30. We can see RedSlay just finishing up Ganondorf, now going into the Demon Dragon fight after the long load.
We have Qentiko making his way to the first clip spot. Doesn't quite look like he's going to get in on that one. These clips are extremely precise, even with the arrow smuggle method instead of the previous method of clipping. They are still very hard to do.
Almost looked like Qentiko's camera was going to go with there, but luckily we're alright. Yeah. You do want to be a specific distance away from the ceiling for this to work. These clips are not easy to learn at all. Even when Arrow Smuggle makes it easier, you still need to know where Link's position is.
Getting it on the second try, though, which is not bad at all. And we're going to see him do the Zuggling as well, and then going to do the Ganon fight similarly to how RedSlay did. And Link pulling out the real Master Sword from Zelda's head here.
And
everybody knows the Master Sword is a spear.
Yeah, and what Tobias said, the runs really do just have a really long load.
Yeah, it's about like 35 seconds of just black screen, so...
As we all like to say, Spears of the Kingdom going to be entering the Demon Dragon fight and then dropping these so that we can do it. And then we're going to be seeing a very flashy trick called Demon Dragon 2 Cycle, which is really cool to watch.
Yeah, one of the hardest tricks to learn and to practice, because you have to do Army and Ganon, and then you can reload in the Demon Dragon fight, but every time you want to do it, you have to die to restart the fight, so practice is a little bit hard to do. But we see him doing some backwards Mazor slashes to get over his first eye here, and then dropping his Zuggle halberds so that he doesn't mess up the Master Sword damage. Gonna get pushed off from the first eye and land on a wing to travel over to the second one. And on the wing, he's going to fuse a horn to do extra damage so that he can break this eye in 3 hits instead of 4. And very solid first 2.
Yeah, he's going to be making the cycle. You want the Light Dragon to be facing either west or northwest. I was just figuring out which direction was east and which one was west there. And then we need to jump off at a very specific spot here in order to get onto the third eye. Again, practicing and learning this trick for the first time is quite difficult, because there is a lot of things you have to remember and do one after the other. But when you pull it off, it feels very cool.
Yeah, you have to drop the Zuggle halberds because sometimes you don't get the Master Sword damage, you get the halberd damage instead. And so that can mess with the number of times you have to die.
Yeah, the Master Sword is buffed when it comes to Demon Dragon. And we are going to see RedSlay doing multiple Master jumps in the air here, so that he can get the fast final hit.
Yeah, manipulating Zelda's position to pick him up right underneath the Demon Dragon and then drop him off right above his face for the last, for the Secret Stone hit, actually.
Very nice.
Doing a back jump to skip an 8-second black screen again.
Yeah. You do want to be in the air, and that's why runners want to have full health there. But,
very,
yeah,
very solid.
That was amazing. Looking at his splits, only looks like he's 30 seconds behind his PB, and
yeah,
like
it's a 43:08, which is
ridiculous.
That is ridiculous. That's 44 seconds off of record at the moment.
Yeah, RedSlay absolutely insane when it comes to this. I'd even say probably the favorite to win the tournament at this point.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah. And yeah, that does indeed beat Qentiko's PB by over a minute. And that just shows how good RedSlay is at this game.
We do have Qentiko making his way to the first eye here for 2-phase Recycle Demon Dragon as well. Had a little issue with the spears and didn't quite make it under the eye either.
That's unfortunate for Qentiko. He's going to be dying on purpose to retry it.
But that's a GG to RedSlay. 43:08
yeah.
finish.
Insane. That was an amazing run to watch. He nailed all of the important things. I think we might be getting in for an interview. I'm just gonna check. We'll have to see.
I'm not sure if we're gonna do all 3 matches first or. But yeah, that was a very, very solid run. I think the only real like time loss was the beginning intro clip messing up the clip twice. I think it
And
was
cog
twice.
skip.
Yeah, and cog skip as
Oh,
well.
that's unfortunate for Qentiko not getting the launch off of that first eye. Really unfortunate. But
Yeah.
yeah. We're about to get
Qentiko actually going
RedSlay.
to die again to redo the fight. Get one more chance at the 2 cycle.
Yeah, we are going to get RedSlay in for an interview, though. Hello, GG's on your run.
Yo, that run was crazy.
Yeah, that was
Congratulations.
really, really good.
Yeah, I don't know if anyone noticed, but in army, I threw the weapon I was holding too
Thanks,
early,
yeah.
and it started burning. And the thing about that weapon is, if it despawns or burns, you lose arrow smuggle, which means you have to do the old clips. So I was panicking, and then the next wave, I just spawned next to it and managed to pick it up to save it from burning.
Yeah, I saw you grab the Royal Broadsword and then immediately threw it away.
Yeah, that was scary.
But
Very
yeah,
clean
other
run.
than that, like, most of the run, like, no major mistakes whatsoever, pretty much.
Yeah, there was no major things there. There was only small things.
I understand.
So how do you feel going into the second match in a little bit here?
All this time,
I feel much more warmed up now.
when I felt something,
Well, clearly you didn't
That's
need
good.
it.
warm, loving embrace.
Yeah, that's true. For some reason, the first run of the day always goes really well, even though you're not warmed up. I have no idea why. It just happens.
Well, hopefully you can do the exact same on the next one.
Yeah, I just need to not die to wing flip or anything. Then that's the main thing.
Link,
Yeah,
I met such wonderful people. I saw Hyrule as it was.
See
I think
Qentiko finishing
Qentiko
up,
got 2 cycle, yeah.
So much to tell you.
doing those Maz doors to get the fast Demon Dragon here at the end.
Link, I'm home.
And remember, even though he is quite behind RedSlay, he's still going to be getting a pretty decent time here. Looks like it's going
Yeah,
to
this run is
be
by no means bad.
a 47, I think. Yeah, looks like it's going to be either a 47 or a low 48. Unfortunately, not getting the fast final hit.
Yeah, I'm not sure if he wasn't able to jump off of Zelda or what happened, but gonna have to go around for a second take. But yeah, really solid run, RedSlay. Congratulations again. And hopefully the next one goes just as good, if not better. It'd be pretty interesting if we could see a world record in the tournament.
A world record.
That would be hype.
That would be incredible. Yeah, we can see Qentiko getting the final hit on the Demon Dragon now.
Yep, skipping that black screen as well.
Yeah, and that's gonna be a mid 48, which is still really respectable.
Yep, 48-38. So that I'm actually not sure where that places on the leaderboard, but regardless, very, very solid run.
48-38 places you 30th on the leaderboard. A lot of people have 47s and 48s.
Yeah, it seems to be the like the cutoff between very, very good runners and great runners.
Yeah,
But again,
All we
getting
have
this
to
time
do is
in a
that.
tournament setting is extremely impressive.
Yeah, all we have to do is dive down to Zelda now. But Qentiko only 2 minutes behind finishing Ganondorf. So for a no reset, that is not bad at all. Getting a 48-38. Alright. And
GG's
GG's
to Qentiko.
we are gonna get him in for an interview as well. GG.
Thanks, GG, RedSlay9.
GG's.
Crazy run or whatnot.
Yeah,
Congrats,
you
dude.
did get the Daruk amiibo.
Yeah, I did that Amiibo. I got a second scan of rubies, so it's pretty cool. My run was okay until Fuse. Then I got so many mistakes after Fuse. So yeah, I take a lot
Yeah.
of. I was late and I miss in Demon Dragon. I miss my quick menu, and I was lost to get the perfect cycle. And and the second time I just be unfortunate to not being I don't know how to say, but yeah.
Yeah, that
Yeah,
did
the
look-
GSI
Yeah.
mistakes were not too costly, but they did add up over the course of the run, which is pretty unfortunate.
Yeah, but I have no chance. RedSlay9 just beat my PB by 1 minute, so
It's
You
always
never know what could happen
possible.
in the next run.
yeah,
It's always possible.
exactly. It's not finished anymore. Not yet. So yeah.
But yeah. Very nice
Not
to
sure
see
when
that
we're going to
break
start the
and
next one, but
all of the
Yeah.
tricks that everyone did. Lots of newly implemented strats into that, but yeah. Looks like we're going to be seeing game 2 soon. We are going to be doing all 3 games in a row. So don't go anywhere because second game is going to be pretty soon.
Exactly. I've already linked you to the next race room, so Qentiko and RedSlay9, if you want to go back to your respective corners, and get ready and get set up for the next run, and psych yourselves up again. That'd be wonderful. We're gonna go on a quick break over here on Zelda Speedruns. We're gonna go to the countdown screen for like 5 minutes. That okay for everyone?
Yeah, that'll do.
It's okay.
All right. Then we'll see you back here in about 5 minutes. And in the meantime, don't go nowhere. Or do. I'm not your dad. Bye.